run play action. Caught behind the line. It's Harris. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Now facing a 3rd and long. To the air, it's Cook. They're trying to get to it. It's complete on the right side. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. On 4th down, going to the air. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Keeps it himself and gets the first. They make the stop, but what a job on the scramble to get loose and pick up that first down. And the Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. The give to the lone running back. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Trying play action. It's complete to the right. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35. Missouri really moving on offense, set up with another 1st down. He wants to throw. Quarterback strolling away from Heat. And the timing just a hair off. I know you want to prepare for every game. But there's just something different about rivalry games, Jesse.
It's because, Reese, I think players are aware that games like this define your legacy as a player. Your record in rivalry games is something that people are going to talk about for years and years down the road. You have got to show up and play your best football in games like this.
They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense. Power football with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Linebackers have such an amazing responsibility. Got to play run, got to play pass. How about this? Seeing the run aggressively, getting downhill, and getting in the backfield and making the tackle for a loss.
Finds his target down the middle. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. To the air, it's Cook. He makes a grab. They will score. Touchdown, Tigers. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 7-0. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. The kickoff team takes the field to boot this one away. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. 1st down here for the offense. The give to the back. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last play.
On second down, wants to throw. He'll pull it down and run. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down, and I'm faster than most of your other guys, too, so good luck.
Just keeps moving. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown Sooner.
Hey, QBs love their big tight ends, and especially guys that can do such great things after the catch. He catches it. Dang, Palmer, he looks like a daggone receiver after he catches the football.
What a matchup nightmare, too, man. I mean, he's just too big for DBs to cover, and he's too fast for linebackers to cover. If I'm this QB, I'm looking that guy's way a lot more often in this one.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Manning. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
He's got it. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Use the play fake, now to throw. And they're not on the same page there.
Not seeing a lot of chemistry between the QB and his intended target on that play.
Couldn't make the connection on first down, now here on second. Back to the air one more time. He's got an open man. And he's running in the open. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers!
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. And that's already his second touchdown of the game.
And the PAT gives him a 14-7 lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they light up the scoreboard, covering 65 yards on that touchdown pass. Fielded in the end zone. It's Bowman. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Feeling some heat. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and it's fun to be.
And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
Well, the offense got themselves into trouble. They're back in their own end. It's an obvious passing situation, so the defense is just pinning their ears back, and they're trying to get after him. They could not allow him to escape, step up, get rid of the football. They take a sack very close to the goal line.
Perhaps their punter is injured. Perhaps they don't like to punt. Perhaps they hold an inherent bias against kicking the ball to the other team. Whatever the reason, they'll go for it on 4th and a country mile. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Looking to take a shot. Fires it into traffic, and it's picked off. Looking for more room. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position when you're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you could force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to be extremely happy, and that offensive coordinator is going to look extremely smart.
To throw, it's Cook. Extending the play. He's got it. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. He'll set up to throw. Lets it go to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
This defense is going to have to make some adjustments here at halftime because they have been taken advantage of deep down the field in the passing game. They've already given up 2 TD passes. That was almost number 3.
And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Missouri! The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
They'll try to add another to their lead. Oh, how could that happen? He misses the extra point. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. The kickoff team on the field as they'll send this one away. He'll bring it out. It's Bowman. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him, maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
They try to pop a run on the draw. And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense. We had a barn burner the last time these two teams played, and no reason to expect anything else between these two bitter rivals.
Attention to detail, and I think the sense of urgency, David, in a game like this just goes way up.
And I think managing the emotions in these type of games, you know last year was a classic. Now you're trying to form this year's identity of this team and go out and get a win in a big-time rivalry game.
And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. 3rd and short now from their own 48. They'll try to get the first through the air. He's going to run it. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
Nice job. Nice way to end that play for the QB. He does a really good job scrambling, getting the first down, and getting down. Because defensively, I'm trying to get a lick. Anytime I can hit the quarterback, that is a win.
And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
When running backs square their see him square his shoulders up, break tackles, be strong, continue to plow his way forward, just making it really easy on everybody in this offense by breaking tackles.
And they will score. Touchdown, Oklahoma. The AT unit on the field. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. They march 78 yards down the field, and the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff team lining up to send this one away. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And the throw downfield winds up incomplete, and there's a good reason for that. This guy was being mugged by the defender. The defense in a most benevolent move, giving the offense a new set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Cook. Pressure coming. He'll try to do it himself. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
Missouri wants to go fast.
Man, how about the first half this guy's having? He already has 2 touchdowns, picks up a huge first down right here. On defense, you're going to have to find a way to control this guy. You're going to have to make some big-time adjustments at halftime.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 29.
Yeah, and these halfbacks, man, they're wide receivers now. They do so much work in practice now with the wide receiver group, and you can see it there. Sells like he's going outside, sticks his foot in the ground, angles to the middle of the field. Quarterback finds him for the first down.
Off he goes. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. He caught it! Into the end zone! Touchdown, Tigers!
Have a day, young fella. I foresee some social media posts in his future. Not 1, not 2, but 3 receiving touchdowns on the day. What a ball game.
Let's see if they can roll snake eyes in a good way and get the deuce. He wants to throw it. Now he's going to break the pocket. He's got it. 2-point try is good as they build on this lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they top it off with a 14-yard pass for the touchdown. They already have the lead, and they apparently want more here in the first half, going for the onside kick. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball.
We're only in the first half, and I don't think anybody had onside kick in the second quarter on their bingo card. They were trying to catch the opponent off guard, but it didn't work. Now let's find out what this offense can do. You have got to make them pay for gambling.
Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. The last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They've clearly found that dude. They score here, we're in for a ball game.
Looking to throw, it's Arnold. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete. They'll go empty. 5 wide receivers on 2nd and 15. He's looking to throw. Got it behind the line. It's Thompson. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Gets it out quickly. Smashes through the tackle. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. And the Sooners looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He's looking to throw. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
I love the play call there, too, because 2nd and short, defense is thinking you might run it. So you try to catch him off guard with the pass. Nothing there. Even if you throw an incompletion, you're going to have a chance to run it the very next play, but it doesn't matter. This guy's just so athletic himself.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Sooners. Lining up to add another. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays, and they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. They're just about ready to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every 3rd down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. Oh, and it's a pick. He threw it right into the double coverage.
As a quarterback, you've got to give your receiver an opportunity to make the play. You've got to put the ball on his body. And that throw gets away a little bit from the QB, and that leads to the tip and the interception.
Looking downfield, it's Arnold. Getting some heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
One of the big risks about being in an empty set is that you don't have tight ends or running backs helping you out in pass protection. And that time, the quarterback got hit right before he let it go, and that's why that ball fell incomplete.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. They'll throw again after the incompletion. He puts some heat on that one down the middle. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. Trying to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline.
Makes the grab on the right. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30. Missouri gets to the line quickly. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. They get to the line quickly. He wants to throw here on second down. Quickly to the tight end. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. Mizzou coming out with a fresh set of downs. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Steps away to find some room. Going for 6. And it's almost intercepted in the end zone. It's caught, but he's out of bounds. Just an incomplete pass and a bullet dodged by this offense. Dropping back, it's Cook. Fires into the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
Sometimes as a quarterback, when you're feeling a rhythm and you're feeling yourself, you just want to keep taking shots, right? This guy's already thrown 3 touchdown passes. He saw a look he liked, decided to let her fly. Haven't seen a lot of balls falling complete, especially deep down the field. That one did, but I'd expect this guy to keep letting it go.
They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Here's the snap, looking to throw. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
And that's what I love about empty sets and formations on offense, is that when you spread the defense out, you create bigger lanes to throw into. You saw it right there.
He's into the end zone for the 2 and extends the lead. This is ultra aggressive. Still in the first half, got the lead and going for the onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
And you don't see a lot of these. You don't see a lot of onside kicks earlier in the game, especially in the second quarter. You still feel each other out. You still get into the game. You don't want to give away that momentum, but that's exactly what they did by failing on that onside kick.
They're going to throw it to start the drive. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. Oh, the 360. Oh, the sweet spin, and he's free. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. Wants to throw. It's Arnold. A shot toward the end zone, and he's got it. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Looks like he's going to try to return it. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Moves away as he feels pressure. Slides away. He'll pull it down. And it's loose. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. So that's going to do it here in the first half. Stay tuned for the halftime break. Missouri will put a foot to it to start us in the second half. From inside his own 15, looking for room. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. Those two first-half turnovers really damaging, and the primary reason they find themselves trailing to start the third quarter.
And this is an offense that prides themselves on taking care of the football and then having explosive plays. You know they're playing angry right now. They're mad. They know they're the reason why they're down in this game, so I expect them to come out here, lighten it up here for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and this defense playing fast, playing physical, forcing things into action, forcing those turnovers. They played really well in this first half.
Makes the grab. It's Anthony. And he'll go down, but not before the big pickup and the first down. Just the ability to move the chains, keep the drive going, sort of quintessential efficiency from a Sooner quarterback.
Yeah, and from a Sooner offense because, Reese, they keep the drive going, but what does that do? Most Oklahoma teams over the years, we see them go fast, and they wear you down throughout a football game. So
when he breaks into the open, he will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. The Sooners come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Looking downfield, it's Arnold. A strike downfield. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
If they're going to sit back in zone, I'm going to make sure I know exactly what they're doing, find those holes, find those crossing patterns, and take advantage of that zone coverage.
He'll take it himself. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs. So it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going. But moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
To the ground with the back. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense. The Sooners are in the hurry-up. Trying to surge it in. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Second and goal coming up. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown Sooner. How about this? These guys are going for 2. Snapped it in the shotgun. They're bringing heat. Looking to get it in the end zone, and down he goes. They were trying to tie the game, but they are denied, still down by 2. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Coming out with it, it's Johnson. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. Back to pass, it's Cook. Looking left. And it's knocked away downfield, the DB getting a hand in there. And the incompletion brings up a second down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Floating away. Gonna try to get it himself. At the 35, he's got room. And this is why a mobile quarterback is a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare. He has just been running wild all day. Ball is at the 35. It's first and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the wideout. He makes the catch. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. They'll throw it on first down. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they dialed up. But they couldn't hook up.
Ball hasn't hit the ground a lot for this QB. He's already thrown 4 TD passes. He saw a look, wanted to take another shot, and that time they just fall short with the incompletion. But this defense, they have not had the answer with respect to defending the pass in this game.
Fires to the big fella. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
Man, we're seeing the tight end used more and more in the passing game. You see him moving inside. You see him moving outside. You see him moving in the box to block people. So here they put him in the slot and just have a nice little pitch and catch session.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. The quick out. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's first down at the 27. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Makes the catch. It's Burden. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down. Missouri will snap it in the red zone. On second down, just keeps firing. Makes his connection. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. He'll just keep slinging it, trying to get to it. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
When I get inside the 3 on first and goal, I want to be aggressive with the run. I want to be a physical. I want to be the more dominant team. You might know it's coming, but I'm still going to bring it. They tried to go with the chain.
And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack.
We just need better execution on offense right now. Not able to get it done on first down, and now they give up the sack. If you're the head coach right now, you might want to think about a timeout, make sure your guys have their minds right.
They'll run the screen. They play that screen nicely. He tried to find his way to the marker, but it'll be fourth down. Missouri wants to go fast. Back to throw, it's Cook. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri!
How about the day for this young fella? That's a 4-game stretch. Nope, 4 touchdowns in 1 game. He has...
It's a fake. The kicker wants to throw it. Bounced off his feet. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. Looking to go up top on first down. With the catch, it's Thompson. Stopped after making the catch.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
On second down, he's looking downfield. He's going to take off. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yardage. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack. Great job making something out of nothing.
Coming after him. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Man, the defense smells blood in the water. You can tell. They're getting to this quarterback over and over and over. They've already sacked him a couple times. They're just winning up front. They almost got another sack on that last play.
He's brought down solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. Tempo and overdrive. On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack. How frustrating for an offense to not only see the extra defensive back with the dime package, but still have their quarterback get hit.
Yeah, when you go down, this is a passing situation. And if you're a defensive lineman, I'm pinning my ears back. I'm not playing the slightest bit of run. I don't care if they run the football. I'm getting to the quarterback. Nice job understanding that, rushing the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
Fast motion from the offense. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Fakes his man out. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's give him 10 yards on the play, and it is enough for a first down.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
Discards a man. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Mizzou trying to cash in on a red zone trip. The play action fake. He'll take a shot. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. He's going to pass. Quarterback extends the play. Touchdown, Tigers! And they take it in for 6 more points. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. They got it snapped before the play clock ran out. There's a difference between being methodical and thorough and slow. They were slow, and they got the flag. The offense lining up for a first down play. They go to the draw. Running hard and getting 6 yards out to the 26.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. The offense couldn't get the snap off in time, and it'll cost them. This offense has a second down play. Dropping back, it's Arnold. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, back up inside their 20. Going downfield for the big play. And that is interception number 3 on the day. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to.
Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down. You use the play action to try to slow down the rush, make the defense hesitant. In that case, they weren't hesitant at all.
No, they weren't, and it was a nice job with respect to effort on defense. You saw guys engaged one-on-one. They got dudes beating some blocks, lots of speed in the front of that defense. You saw it on that play.
Here's the handoff. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
To the air on first down. And here's the pick, and oh, did they need that right now. Bringing it back. The 40, at the 30, the 10. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return.
How fast did this game just change? Offense in the lead with the football looking great. Defense makes the big play. We've got ourselves a ball game now.
He's in there for the 2-point conversion, and they're down 8 here in the 4th. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick 6. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. That last pick 6 after a drive like that, David, can swing the momentum of a game.
The defense is still celebrating. I mean,
he puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And that'll be incomplete, man. That would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up. It is a valuable tool to have a quarterback that can extend a play like that. But sometimes you're smart to be check down Charlie and just take something easy and not invite disaster. And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed. And it's a fumble after that huge gain. How in the world did the offense retain possession?
I got to tell you, man, I'm impressed. Not with the throw, not with the decision, but how the offense flew around after the interception, getting to the ball, David, and creating that fumble.
And I think the QB breathing a big sigh of relief. You thought you made a game-changing pick, but how about flying to the football, like you said, making the tackle, getting the football out, recovering it, and, you know, getting a first down. That's how you do it.
They'll get him at the 45, but he got 10 on that one. Missouri gets to the line quickly. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock.
And if you'd have told this defense that they stuffed this great running back today, they'd have taken it. They'd have been happy. But the offense has still put up production, and they're still in the lead, trying to find a way to finish this one off.
Time is on their side, and they're going to wind that play clock all the way down. Looking to pass. It's Cook. Firing to the right, complete. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. Takes it the other way. He's at the 20. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Well, this offense is trying to ice the game. They've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but it's only by one possession, so you got to be so careful with your decision-making. And that was not a good one by the quarterback. They now turn it over, and they better hope their defense can play well in a sudden change situation.
Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. They'll keep it on the ground, right up the gut, looking for 6. Pushes ahead for 2 to the 7-yard line. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead. Touchdown Sooners! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
I tell you what, great job by this offense, great execution. You drive down the field, you get the score. Now what's your two-point play? You practiced it all week. What's your go-to in this moment late in the fourth quarter when you need the two-point conversion?
Into the end zone for the two-point conversion, and we are all tied up here in the fourth. We've got a dandy going here, all tied up in the fourth quarter and about to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone, it's Manning. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game.
Nothing but green ahead. He's inside the 40. Running inside the 20. Touchdown Tigers. They've got the lead here in the fourth.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
Wide out in motion. This is a designed run. He gets it into the end zone, and the two-point conversion extends this lead to 8. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. He'll bring it out. It's Bowman. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Got a little room. And there he goes. He will score. Touchdown, Oklahoma. They'll try to get the 2, knot this thing up, and maybe push us into overtime. Powers forward. He's not going to get there. The defense coming up with a big stop to hold on to this 2-point lead deep in the fourth. bring it out. It's Manning. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. This is everything you could hope for in a rivalry game like this. Close game, waning moments, history waiting to be made, guys.
And it's moments like this why you come and play for these two schools, right? To play in a game like this, in a rivalry like this, in a situation, David, game on the line late, who's going to take it?
And you know when you make this play, you're immortalized. With this kind of rivalry, these are the highlights they'll be shown for years. Everybody will be like, I remember when so-and-so made that play against our biggest rival to seal the deal.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. He'll come out throwing on first down. He lobs one high down the left side. And it's caught inside the 20. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. They say no thanks to that pass interference penalty, and they'll take the results of the play. The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. The handoff keep working on that clock. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Missouri has the clock on its side. To the air, it's Cook. Looking to scramble. And it's intercepted. A huge fourth quarter play for this defense. The 50, the 40, past the 30. 10. Touchdown Sooners. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense.
How about that play by this defense? The offense trying to salt the game away with the lead. Defense makes the biggest play of the ball game, getting the pick, finding the end zone, and taking the lead late in this ball game.
He'll take a knee. It's a touchback save every second he can as they try to put together this final drive. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. And they're going to have to fight this defense, and they're also up against it with time, Jesse.
Yeah, no doubt, Reese. And this quarterback now, he's going to have to show off his poise, David. They practice these late-game situations, but how's this guy going to respond?
And I got a little bit of time to work with here, so I'll watch the defense, and if they're going to drop back and play real conservative like they tend to do late in the game, let's get a few shots over the middle first before we have to take that deep shot.
Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Cooper. The offense uses a timeout. 15 seconds left to play. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Throws to the tight end. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup. Missouri has it ready to go with another first down. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. And he throws yet another interception. Does he know which colored jerseys they're wearing? He'll try to take it back. The 40. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Oklahoma. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return.